Hi middle one, our lesson today is about triangles and its theorems. Theorem 1. The sum of the measures of the interior angles of a triangle is 180. About the proof of this theorem, we can draw a straight line parallel to one base of the triangle as shown in this figure. We can find that the blue and the yellow and the red angles equals 180 because they are supplementary angles. Their sum equals 180. The yellow angle already exists in the triangle, and the other two angles, the red and the blue, equal the two other angles of the triangle by alternate. From these we can prove that the sum of the measures of the triangle of any triangle equals 180. About the exterior angle of the triangle, we can say that the measure of an exterior angle of a triangle is equal to the sum of the measures of its non-adjacent interior angles. And about the proof of this, we said from the previous theorem that the sum of the interior angles of any triangles equals 180. So, for any interior angle, the sum of the two other interior angles equals 180 minus its measure. And we know that the exterior angle and the interior angle supplementary. That means any exterior angle their measure 180 minus its interior angle. From these we can say that the measure of any exterior angle equals the sum of the measure of the two non-adjacent interior angles as shown in this figure. Theorem 2. The ray drawn from the midpoint of a side of a triangle parallel to another side bisects the third side. About the proof of this theorem, we can draw a construction straight line parallel to the opposite side in the ray drawn. We have studied before that if we have several parallel lines and they cut a transversal into equal distance, then they cut any other transversal into also equal distance. From this we can say that the distance AE equals distance EC as shown in the figure, and by this we proved this theorem. Theorem 3. The length of the line segment joining the midpoints of two sides of a triangle is equal to half the length of the third side. And about the proof of the theorem, we can say that this line segment parallel to the third side from previous. We can draw a construction ray from point D as shown in the figure parallel to the opposite side. This ray from a midpoint and parallel to the opposite side, then it cut the third side in a midpoint. Then the length of OC half the length of AC, and we have a parallelogram figure as shown in the figure here. Each two opposite sides equal and parallel, then the length of DE equals half the length of AC. Now let's have certain exercises. The sum of measures of the interior angles of a triangle is 180 degrees. The measure of the exterior angle of a triangle is equal to the sum of its non-adjacent interior angle. If the measure of an angle in a triangle equals the sum of measures of the other two angles in the triangle, then the triangle is right angle triangle. In a triangle ABC, measure of angle A plus measure of angle C equals the measure of the third angle, then this angle is right 90 degrees. In triangle ABC, measure of angle B greater than the sum of the two other angles, then this angle is an obtuse angle. In the opposite figure, the ray DE parallel to the line segment BC, measure of angle D 100 degrees, measure of angle C 30 degrees, and A belongs to the line segment DB, and I need to find the measure of angle BAC. Here we have the ray DE parallel to the line segment DC, then the measure of angle D and measure of angle B are supplementary. The sum of their measures equal 180. Then measure of angle B 80 degrees. And in that triangle ABC, I have the measure of two angles, and I can find the third angle by subtracting it from 180. Then measure of angle DAC equals 180 minus 80 plus 30 degrees equals 70 degrees. In the opposite figure, ABCD is a quadrilateral in which X and Z are the midpoints of AB and AD respectively. YZ parallel to CD, YC 4 cm and BC 6 cm, AB 10 cm. I need to find AY and the parameter of the triangle AXY. First, Z as a midpoint of AD and ZY parallel to DC, then Y as a midpoint of AC, then AY 4 cm. In the triangle ABC, X is midpoint, then AX 5 cm and XB 5 cm. In the triangle ABC, Y the midpoint of AC, X the midpoint of AB, then YX parallel to CB and its length half of it, then XY 3 cm. Then we can find easily the parameter of the triangle AXY. 4 plus 3 plus 5 equals 12 cm. Thank you for listening, and we're gonna meet in another lessons.